Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing another film session. We're going to be looking at every intended running play from the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 30-7 loss against the 49ers in the opener. The Steelers are going to have to get back to their identity and get back to running the ball if they want to be successful. Let's look at what went right, what went wrong in last week's game, and if there's, hope that, what did go wrong can be fixed. This is the first play, the first running play. This is the second drive, and this is the one where Najee Harris gets popped by Warner. I have this slowed down. This is what the play is going to be looking like. You have Pat Fryermuth knocking out the edge here on the left. You're going to have Dan Moore come and help him with the edge and then move up to the second level and defensive back number 31. You're going to see that being a constant thing with this offensive line, hitting the double team and then one player moving up to the second line. So you're going to have Dan Moore do the right, Isaac Seumalo and Mason Cole try to do the same thing with the right defensive tackle. However, keep your eye on Isaac Seumalo. I think he goes a little bit too far. See right there, Mason Cole punches the nose guard into James Daniels, who is pushing off to the left to try to get in front of him. Isaac Seumalo took a huge step to the left. In my opinion, he's getting prepared to move up to the second level to try to block Warner. However, because Mason Cole goes and moves up and tries to help James Daniels, he's out of position. This defensive tackle now has an advantage between Seumalo and Mason Cole and disrupt this play. And as you can see, Isaac Seumalo can't of his block because of his positioning. He cannot get off of it. Mason Cole doesn't have a great position. If Isaac Seumalo lets go of this block, that defensive tackle is going to make the tackle much further in the backfield. So what ends up happening, Isaac Seumalo can't move to the second, cannot block Warner. Warner gets a free run into the running back, and that's so hard. Had Isaac Seumalo been able to have been in position, maybe perhaps didn't jump out too far to the left. Let's watch that one more time so you can see what I'm talking about. You see, he just too many steps to the left, and maybe he's assuming the defensive tackle is going to, follow suit and go towards him to the left, but he doesn't. He crashes towards the center, probably because maybe perhaps he thinks that the center is going to move up to the second level and try to get to Warner. I don't know, but he crashes hard towards the center. It kind of messes up the entire flow of this. Seumalo can't move up to the top. And if Seumalo gets him, look at all that green in front of Najee Harris. Just unfortunate, but, one block or one sequence of blocks didn't go right, and the entire play blew up in this situation. This is the next drive, the third drive. It is 2nd down and 8 at the Pittsburgh 34. And Najee Harris is going to run, looks like a counter, in my opinion. As you can see, Calvin Austin goes into motion. And what's going to end up happening is Najee Harris is going to come to the, then he's going to counter to the left. I believe that is the case because you have Connor Hayward kicking out and running to across the field, across the formation to block off the edge here. You're going to have Mason Cole and James Daniels both double team the defensive tackle on the right side of this formation. The only thing about this play that I doesn't make sense to me, or maybe could be done better, is if maybe perhaps you have Mason Cole going up to this immediately, maybe to the second level and going after, Warner there, and then allowing maybe Dan Moore to go up to the second level to hit number 48 instead of going after Warner. And I think that might open this up a little bit better because as you can see, a lot of people are going to say that Connor Hayward is the wrong guy, but I don't think that's the case. I think that his job was to kick out the edge right here. And even though he just kind of falls down and gets in the way, he does his job. This edge is out of the play. You have Mason Cole and James Daniels here at the center of the screen right in front of Najee Harris as he's cutting back, double teaming that defensive tackle. You have Isaac Seumalo and Dan Moore. You have Isaac Seumalo attacking the tackle in front of him, and Dan Moore's assisting him and then moving up to the second level to get Warner. Warner bites on the counter, and he actually drops hard and takes himself kind of out of the play. Dan Moore, I know it's fast. You can't expect him to just turn around and see something he wasn't looking for, but he does have an opportunity to get off of that block and then block 48 and really spring Najee Harris for a big run. But in this situation, you have Najee Harris one-on-one with a linebacker in the hole, and Najee loses. I don't think that this is a situation that's favorable for Najee Harris. The defense for the 49ers are stout. They're great tacklers. So this is not the next drive, but the drive after that. There's only 9 rushing attempts in this entire game that were intended to be rushing attempts. The Steelers kind of got away from what we thought that their identity was going to be. In this situation, you have Jaylen Warren going off to the right of our screen. It's going to be the left of offensive formation. You're going to see a couple of double teams here between Mason Cole and Seumalo, and Seumalo is going to try to move up to the second level. Now, this defensive tackle that's in front of them is going to get away with a hold. He's going to hold on to Isaac Seumalo and not let him go up to the second level. And it's just going to, Mason Cole doesn't really have the right angle on him either. And it's just going to muddy up the situation right there. And there's no hole. There's nothing for Jaylen Warren to do. It just doesn't work. There's no gain on this play. So you have motion from the wide receiver going across. See, as you can see right here, number 98, the defensive tackle in front of Mason Cole and Isaac Seumalo. He has Isaac Seumalo from the shoulder pads, from inside the shoulder pads. He's grabbing at his jersey and his pads, not allowing him to go up to the second level. You have James Daniels, who's attempting to get out here in front of number 48. He just doesn't get there as well. I just don't think that against this defense, this play was one that was going to work too well. As you can see, there's just nowhere for him to go. I guess even if he bounces it back, he has two 49ers right there. It's a well-executed play by the 49ers defense. Not much that the Steelers offense could have done. It is what it is. This is the very next play. This is going to be another counter to Jaylen Warren. He's going to go to the outside of the right side of your screen to the left side of the formation. And in this play specifically, Dan Moore just he doesn't get to the second level as fast as he should. Allen Robinson go in motion and end up blocking on the tail end of the formation on the right side. You're going to have Darnell Washington taking on Nick Bosa one-on-one. And I think he does a pretty good job in this play. This is not the pancake play either. I'm very impressed with Darnell Washington. He definitely is a guy that is that sixth offensive lineman. But what ends up happening is Dan Moore just kind of takes a little too long on the block where he goes up to the second level. He's still there. Isaac Seumalo has him. He should go up to the second level. He just kind of takes off a little too late, doesn't get there in time, and Warner ends up being the guy that makes the tackle for little to no gain. Check this out. Number 80 going up against Nick Bosa. He has him at the point of attack. Pat Freiermuth kind of helps him out a little, and then Pat goes up to the second level. He does it very quickly. As you can see, he's already ready to move to the second level, and he's helping a tight end with a premier edge outside linebacker in the NFL, and he's moving up to the second level faster than what Dan Moore is doing. I'll ask you this, guys, and let me know in the comment section. Do you think that Broderick Jones would have been athletic enough to get in front of this inside linebacker? And perhaps if we had, if the Steelers had Broderick Jones out there, more athletic tackle that could have possibly gotten there, do you think that maybe perhaps the running game would have looked a little bit better? I think so. See, you see how Pat Freiermuth is already engaged and have hit the linebacker that he was moving up to the second level to attack before Dan Moore even makes contact with his second level linebacker. You'll have Allen Robinson come around and kick out the defensive back there, number 2. If Warner's not there, you have a one-on-one situation around the 40-yard line between the safety number 29 and Jaylen Warren versus getting tackled about 38 and really not having an opportunity. This is a run from Najee Harris in the 2-minute drill right before the end of the half. In this situation, this is all Najee in my opinion. He's supposed to be running to the right side of the screen, the left side of the formation. And because the offensive line, it just isn't doing their job, in my opinion, he has to bounce it out. So you have the double team between Mason Cole and James Daniels on the number 91, the left defensive tackle. And you have Mason Cole moving up to the second level a little bit late, but he gets there, right? He gets there, but because he got there a little bit late, that hole is no longer there. If he's able to get off of his guy right there a little bit quicker, maybe there's a hole there. I think that's where the ball was designed to go. To that direction, but it wasn't there. He sees it. He sees Warner where he's at, and he just jumps it out to the side. Number 57 is caving in. Number 31 is coming up to the hole, and Najee just bounces it out. Now, one thing I don't like about this play, Pat Freiermuth, he's right here next to Chuks Okorafor. Let me back this up. You guys can see what I'm talking about. Pat Freiermuth is assisting Chuks Okorafor with the outside edge, number 95 for the San Francisco 49ers. And just watch Pat Freiermuth. He's just not, I don't understand why he's not going up and looking for work. It doesn't anything the team. It just doesn't look right, especially when we broke down the offensive plays and he kind of just whiffed on on his block, and then he just watched the rest of the play. So on this play, this is in the third quarter after the San Francisco 49ers, a huge game. And in this play, you also have motion coming across from George Pickens. His motion is more towards fake handoff, but you're also going to have, after the snap, Allen Robinson in orange. He's going to be running across the field here, and he's going to block out one of the outside guys. And this is open, but the interior offensive line's kind of dropped the ball here. You'll see what I'm talking about. Again, it's been slowed down, so we can watch this. Jalen Warren ends up getting the ball. You have Chooks Corford going up to the second level. The problem with Chooks Corford going up to the second level is the fact that he didn't help out Darnell Washington. Most of the time when these guys have gone to the second level, they've either punched or pushed or something. I think this is because of respect out of Warner. They wanting to get a offensive, lineman on him as soon as possible. You have Mason Cole and James Daniels double teaming that tackle that was in front of them, pushing him out of the way. Isaac Seumalo appears to have position on his guy, but he just kind of lets his guy go across his face and get in tackle. And so you have an open area briefly, and if Darnell Washington and or Isaac Seumalo can hold on their blocks a little bit longer, Jalen Warren's got green grass. But let's go back and see what happened. Keep your eye on Chooks Corford, number 76. He's on the right side of the screen. He don't help Darnell Washington. There's no assistance. There's no push. There's no nothing. Against number 94, the edge for the 49ers. Washington's already in a somewhat of a bad position. The edge is on the inside of where he's positioned, so he's going to have to beat the edge to the inside and then turn his body in and attempt to stop him from going inside, which is kind of difficult to do, especially for a tight end going up against one of the larger defensive linemen in the league at their position. And as you can see, he just gets, Darnell Washington he loses this one. But so does Isaac Seumalo. I expected more out of Isaac, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit disappointed in his game. It just seemed like defensive players were just shedding his blocks in the most inopportune moments and making tackles, like in this moment right here. I think this is another play that could have gone, a little bit better. We also have to remember this is the first game. The offensive line is getting back into rhythm. They're getting back into the flow of the game. I think that as the game continues, they're going to get that timing down. This is on the next drive. And again, Isaac Seumalo just doesn't be his guy. He allows his guy to go with his face and make the tackle. Number 73 again, he's going to be the second player on the left side next to Dan Moore. And allowing number 99 to go across him. This is going to be a shotgun handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to try to go in between Dan Moore and Isaac Seumalo. It just doesn't work out in this situation again. So you have James Daniels moving up to the second level, kind of block. Mason Cole wrapping around Isaac Seumalo going up to the second level to get the linebacker. You have Dan Moore kicking out the edge. And the goal is to make a hole right here between Dan Moore and Isaac Seumalo. And it almost works. Just Isaac Seumalo gets beat. You got the trap. You have the handoff. The outside edge on the right side of the screen, they just let him go free. They didn't anticipate him getting to Najee, and he doesn't. As you can see right here, you have Mason Cole at the second level on number 57. He's got his guy. James Daniel, he didn't necessarily get to Warner in time. I don't think that even if Isaac Seumalo holds on to his guy, that Najee Harris is going to get more than 3 or 4 yards after him passing him, because Warner's going to end up making the tackle there. This guy makes the tackle again. And there's some crucial yards there. That goes from like a 2-yard gain to maybe a 5-yard gain. And it goes from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 1. This is the following drive. And another situation where Isaac Seumalo's guy ends up making the tackle. He's going up against Warner, the linebacker, who in my opinion might be one of the best, if not the best, inside linebacker in the game. And here you go. You have Isaac Seumalo that's going to help out Dan Moore on the left side with their defensive tackle, and then he's supposed to go up to the second level and get Warner. Mason Cole is going to go assist James Daniels. James Daniels is going to push his defensive tackle onto Mason Cole, and then James is going to go up to the second. And again, this is a possibility for more yards now. It was 3rd and 2, and the Steelers end up getting the first down, but there's a possibility that they get more yards if blocked correctly. So keep your eyes on Seumalo, number 73. So he makes his hit. He needs to go up to the second level. You can see the hole is opening up. Now he's going to meet number 29 in the middle of that hole, but he dodges him. He's able to get around him, right? You can see right here. And if Isaac Seumalo had his guy, there's a possibility that Najee Harris is going to get at least another 4 or 5 yards in this situation. Just lack of execution. I mean, Isaac Seumalo is trying to pull that guy's arm off of him, off the tackle. Watch this. Keep your eye on him. He's holding on to 54's arm. But just another situation where yards were left on the field. I think the game plan or the offensive running game plan is all right. It's not bad. And I think that as this team grows and chemistry is built, I think they're going to end up going in the right direction. But it's just going to take a little bit of time before they get there. This is the following drive in the fourth quarter. And in this play, again, Najee Harris has an opportunity to gain some more yards, but there's one blown tackle. And you'll see what I'm talking about. As you can see, as Kenny Pickett goes down to snap the ball, it's 3rd and 1. The defense is preparing for possibly a run up the middle and or a quarterback. And the Steelers are going to do a counter on this play. And they could have really gotten some real yards on this game. Yes, they get the first down. They really could have done some damage in this game on this play. Now, in this situation, the player that didn't do well is going to be Connor Hayward, which is, I ask, if you're going to do a running play, I know you can't be predictable, right? I can't go out there with Connor Hayward and all of a sudden know, hey, it's a pass play. It's a pass play, and maybe perhaps the thought is in this situation that if they roll out Connor Hayward, and the defense somehow is going to anticipate that this is going to be a pass. 49ers didn't fall for that. They still could have gotten a huge gain. As you can see, Najee Harris is going to come to one side and then head all the way to the left. Now, I do think that this was part of design in the plan because of Connor Hayward going around and Najee Harris following. But look at Connor Hayward. He's on the right side of the screen here, number 83, and his job is to block number 57. He just misses him, and he ends up being a guy that slows down Najee and then makes a tackle. It's only a gain of 5, but it could have been a lot more. Let's look at it from the sky view. Look at all that green in front of Connor Hayward for Najee Harris. If he makes this block, Najee Harris doesn't have to open it up so wide. He can kind of cut this in, and he's probably gaining maybe 10 yards, maybe 12, somewhere around there. And, he hurdles somebody or makes a guy miss or runs over a defensive back. He can go for a long ways in this situation. But that's all the running plays that the Pittsburgh Steelers had. Not very much. It's a short video. We'll be doing more of these throughout the season. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe already. Next week, we'll probably be doing maybe 5 plays on offense, 5 plays on defense, see what the Steelers did right, what they did wrong, and where they can improve. That being said, I'll be at the Browns game. If you're going to be out there, wave if you see me. I'll be in a TJ Watt jersey in section 122. I'm sure I'll be the only one there. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.